Welcome back to Trick Questions, the show where we talk about your favorite magic tricks. Taking a look today at Card-Toon 2, or Card-Toon 1, or Card-Toon 3, as I call it. This is a trick where you have a card named, and you have drawings on the back of your playing cards, and the drawings are moved an inch, about an inch or two. So when you flip the cards, it makes like a flip book or a cartoon or a little animation. And at the end, the animation reveals their card. Purple Pink Lego 11 has the only question this week, and he says, "Is this trick worth the money?" Yes. It's not a very expensive trick. It's a pretty inexpensive one. I think it's like 17 or 18 bucks for it, so you're not gonna spend like $1 million on it. But it's definitely worth the money because people like it. People think it's really cool because the cool thing is you're using something that is um, stationary, I guess you'd call it, or not stationary. You're using something that um, is already pre-drawn. Let me put it that way. It's already pre-drawn. So the spectators can't figure out, wait a minute, because you talk about how you've already drawn this cartoon and then you drew it a couple days ago. So there's no way in the spectator's mind that you could have predicted this card. So they get all freaked out and they're like, "Oh well, that's cool," and they really like the trick. So it's definitely worth the money. Um, Overall, it's a really great trick where you just have the card appear and they can't figure out how it's done. I've done this trick so many times and they really honestly are fooled every time that I do it. Because like I say, you talk about how you have already drawn this cartoon, so there's no way that you could switch out the card or anything like that, switch out the ending, which I think is really cool. So I think it's definitely worth the money, and I recommend getting Card-Toon. The only thing about it, though, is you can only get Card-Toon, at least in magic shops, you can only get Card-Toon, I call it 3, but it's really just called Card-Toon now, because the original company, I think either went out of business or something. So the new one is more, instead of a stick figure man, it's an actual fully drawn person with more detail. But the original you can get on like eBay and stuff. So, but it's a great trick. I recommend getting it. Next week. Remember, this show is based on your questions. So place your questions down below for next week's trick. We're going to talk about the multiplying ice creams, which is a really fun trick to do. So leave your questions down below for the multiplying ice cream cones, and we'll answer them next week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next Thursday for another all-new Trick Questions. If you'd like to see more awesome content, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. New videos are posted every day of the week. Also, check out my website and register so you can post in the forums. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, like me on Facebook, add me to your Google Plus circles, and check out my merchandise store to pick up some awesome swag. 444RR, game shows, magic, and more.